Welcome back to all of you. Today's video is on third chapter, Indus civilization. What do we know about this Indus civilization? We have heard only that Indus civilization is one of the oldest civilizations of the world, or oldest ancient civilizations of the world. It is contemporary to Egyptian civilization, Mesopotamian civilization, and Chinese civilization. So these are the information that we have so far. Apart from this, we will have a more knowledge on this particular civilization in this video. A small introductory video will be offered to you more information about this Indus Valley civilization, discoveries and the year of discoveries and who discovered and what are the rivers associated to this civilization and how much area does it occupy. All that is presented to you in this small video that gives you a complete information about Indus civilization. Let me narrate you the story. How did they discover this Indus civilization? In 1826, a British traveler in India, Charles Mason, came across some mysterious brick mounds. He thought they looked like old castles, but did not know who built them. So this person named Charles Mason describes this for the first time in 1842 in his book Narratives of Various Journeys in Baluchistan, Afghanistan, and the Punjab and Kalat. So this is the book that gives about the information about the ruins of Harappa for the first time. That is in 1842 he writes the book and he travels in 1826. After that 13 years, that's later in 1856, two British engineers named John Brunton and William Brunton were laying the East Indian Railway line. East Indian Railway line, company line, they were laying. When they were laying this railway line, which is connecting the cities of Karachi and Lahore, when they were connecting these two cities, Karachi and Lahore, their crew or the team discovered hard, well-burned bricks in the areas and they used them for railway road track. Because the soil was not enough suitable for making a railway line, they wanted hard material to lay the railway line. So they used these hard burnt bricks in the area that were available and they used for the railway track. So unwillingly they dismantling the ruins of ancient city. So they mentions that they crattered them off and continued to build the railway. This is what they mentioned. So, because this city, a particular city, ruined city, started digging, they dig this city because it supplied bricks for laying the railway line from Karachi to Lahore. So they built it, much not mentioned. In 1912, John Faithful, 1912, John Faithful Fleet, an English civil servant working with an Indian services, discovered several Harappan seals. This promoted this prompted an excavation campaign from 1921 to 22 by John Hubert Marshall or John Marshall, Sir John Marshall. Here is Sir John Marshall and Cunningham. So, we have little details about this. So, when this man, John Faithful Fleet, an English civil servant who saw this and recommended for excavation, so John Marshall, the then director of Archaeological Survey of India, started an excavation, so which resulted in the discovery of Harappa. Later, the next director of Archaeological Survey of India was Sir Mortimer Wheeler. Mortimer Wheeler led additional excavations in these sites. So we will take more details afterwards. Now, keeping to the textbook. In 1862, General Cunningham discovered more seals, and this also promoted for the discovery of this city. In 1904, Lord Curzon established Archaeological Department of India to conduct excavations at Indus civilization or Indus Valley. So you can see the bricks that were made from Harappa or discovered from Harappan cities. The seals on your right. These are the seals which are in rectangle and also in squares. So this is a site they discovered, and General Sir Cunningham. So Alexander C. Cunningham photo and Sir John Marshall. So from there we are moving on to 1 mark question and 2 marks questions from this. In 1920, Sir John Marshall, that's what I said, Sir John Hubert Marshall, the then Director General of Archaeological Department, and his colleagues, namely Dr. Dayaram Sahani, went for excavation of this new civilization. That resulted in 1921, the next year, Dr. R. B. Dayaram Sahani. So, Rai Bahadur Dayaram Sahani, RB means Rai Bahadur Dayaram Sahani, discovered Harappan site or Harappa site in the Montgomery district of West Punjab in Pakistan, present Pakistan, on the bank of river Ravi. So the Harappan site takes its name from a modern village located near the former course of the river Ravi, which is now runs 8 kilometers to the north. Once again, the Harappan site takes its name from a modern village that is located near the former course of the river Ravi, which now runs nearly 8 kilometers to the north of the city. In 1922, Dr. R.D. Banerjee, Rakhal Das Banerjee, R.D. means Rakhal Das Banerjee, discovered another site named Mohenjo-daro site in Larkhan district in Sindh in Pakistan, present Pakistan. It is on the bank of river Indus. Actually, the Mohenjo-daro is a Sindhi language word or the Sindhi word which is given to this site. Mohenjo-daro, which means in Sindhi language, Mohen, M-U-E-N, Mohen means dead people. Jodaro means place of dead people or place. So together, place of dead people, exactly. So that is converted into mound of the dead men. Mound of the dead men. So it is also called as hill of the dead men. Later, in the textbooks, it has been written as mound, M-O-U-N-D, sorry, it's M-O-U-N-D of dead in Sindhi language. What is the meaning of Mohenjo-daro? Mohenjo-daro means mound of dead men. So Rakal Das Bandopadhyay, also known as R.D. Banerjee or Rakul Das Banerjee, he is the man. We can see those pictures on your right. So little details about this cities. Before that, I am going to enhance you how many sites have been discovered and how many are in India and how many are in Pakistan. Okay. There are 1,400 sites have been discovered so far. In that, 925 are in India and 475 sites are in Pakistan, present Pakistan, after the partition of India. And some sites are also in Afghanistan that are believed to be trading colonies of Harappa. It is said that 40 sites on Indus River and its tributary. Only 40 sites. So, only 40 sites are on Indus River and its tributaries. 1,100 sites, which is 80%, 1,100 sites are located on the plains between river Ganges and Indus. So, in between Indus and river Ganges, we can see 80% of the sites. So therefore, it has been spread around. So 3 countries from Afghanistan, Pakistan and also India. So major sites, that is 925 sites are discovered in India. So my 475 sites are discovered in Pakistan so far. Some sites are also found in Afghanistan. So give you a brief introduction about how many sites are there and how big it is little later. So some of the sites you can see who discovered, when, where it is located and what is the name of the site. First, let me give you the name of the site, the place of discovery. Alamgirpur. So the site is Alamgirpur. Site was discovered in 1974. It's on Hinson river bank and it's in the state of Uttar Pradesh in India. Y.D. Sharma discovered. Next to Rupar. So it is a name of the site. It's 953. It's on the bank of river Sutlej and it is also in the state of Punjab in India. So Y.D. Sharma was the person who is associated with this and made excavations and discovery of that archaeologist. Lothal, in 1955 it was Bhogava is the river on bank of Bhogava river. The site has been discovered. And Kambe, it is in Kambe and Gujarat. Dr. S.R. Rao was the person who was the discovered person or the archaeologist associated with this. Kalibangan site, it was discovered in 1959. Ghagar, and the river bank is Ghagar. Rajasthan, B.K. Thapar and B.B. Lal were the associated archaeologists who made the discovery of this. Next we have Dolavira, it is called. In 1967 they discovered, and we do not have any river banks associated with this. It's out of the river bank. This is one of the biggest city which is not associated with any river bank. So here the water was stored in big tanks to maintain the city. It is on the Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat, Gulf of Kambed, that is, it is Gulf of Kutch. Dr. R.S. Bist and J.P. Joshi are the archaeologists who are associated in discovering this site. Banawali in 1974. Hagar again, Hagar is a river site. Haryana, it is Dr. R.S. Bist is associated archaeologist who discovered this. Chanudharo is a site in 1931. It is on the bank of river Indus. It's in Sindh province in present Pakistan. And N.G. Mazumdar is archaeologist who is associated with this. Rangpur in 1931 again it is also discovered. Bahadur is a river associated with that and it is in Gujarat. And N.G. Mazumdar and M.S. Watts are the two archaeologists associated with this site's discovery. And Sarkotada is discovered in 1964 and no river is associated with this, and Gujarat is a site. And Jagat Pati Joshi is an archaeologist who is associated with this. And Sutka Gender is another important site which was discovered in 1931 on the bank of Dast. It is in Baluchistan, the end part of the Pakistan and Afghanistan, Iran. And Aurel Stein is the archaeologist associated with this. Kotarji, I did not get the year and the river associated with this, and it is in Pakistan. F.A. Khan was the person who is associated with this. I searched and I did not get much of the information. So all that is a little names that you are going to hear. So please remember at least very important sites of discovery: Alamgirpur, Rupar, Lothal, Kalibangan, Dolvira, Banavali, Chandudaru, Rangpur, Sarkotada and Kotarji. These are the places that are given in your textbook and their discovery and the places and river associated with this. And I have added two more for your understanding, that is year of discovery, that is not given in your textbook, and the rivers associated with that also is not been given. And I have given you the state and the country associated with that and the archaeologist who is associated. One or two in your textbook, only one it gives. So from here, if you move on, so to the another site where is the Mohenjo-daro, you can see Mohenjo-daro. Here is Mohenjo-daro. So next is Sarkotada, we can see. And we have Sutka-gen-daro, you have in Baluchistan, here it is. And Mohenjo-daro is here. We have Harappa here, Harappa, on the bank of river Ravi, which is a tributary of Indus. And you can see Kotarji is in here, Kotarji, and Chandudaru is here, Chandudaru, and Ran of Kutch is here, Ran of Kutch, and this is Gulf of Kambet. So you can see Lothal, Dolavira, and Sarkotada. You can see Lothal, Rangpur, Dolvira, Sarkotada here on this. So there is a small river that flows in Rajasthan and never reaches any ocean or a sea, is called as Luni. This is a Chambal river. Next we have Alamgirpur site is here, Banavali is here, Kalibangan is here. So Alamgirpur, Kalibangan, Banavali, and Harappa, Rupar, this is Lahore. So they were making a railway line from Karachi to Lahore. They discovered this site called Harappa. Harappa site was discovered. So Karachi is here and Lahore is here. So they were making a railway line. When they were making a railway line, they found this Harappan site and they dismantled and used. So little more details for you. So River is Ravi, Pakistan, that is in Punjab, 1921. Dahya Ram Sahani, Mohenjo-daro, it is in Sindh, in Pakistan, 1922. R.D. Banerjee, Rupar Sutlej. Indus River in India, Punjab, 1953. Y.D. Sharma, Lothal, Bogavi, so Gujarat, 1957. S.R. Rao. And Kalibangan, Ghagar, Rajasthan, 1959. B.B. Bal. And Chandudaro, Indus River, Sindh, 1931. Nemchi Mazumdar, Alamgirpur, Hindon, Uttar Pradesh, 1974. Y.D. Sharma. And Sutka Jandoro, Dast, Baluchistan, 1931. Oral Stein. In Banawali, Hagar, Haryana, 1974. R.S. Bist. And Rangpur, Bahadur in Gujarat in 1931. M.S. Pats. So all that is associated with this place. From here, if you move on, the etymology. So this is the area of discovery of this Indus civilization. So it has nearly 5 names. This civilization, which spreads around, mark you, this is one of the world's largest ancient civilizations of the world. Indus civilization is one of the largest civilizations of the world, and it is 12,60,000 square kilometers. It's spread around 12,60,000 square kilometers found in 3 countries. Present 3 countries. You can see. In the beginning, they named it is as a Saraswati civilization. Saraswati civilization. Because today I am going to show you the river Saraswati, which never flows on the surface of the earth, but it flows under the earth because of earthquake or any natural calamities. The tributaries of this river Saraswati and its main river has been flowing under the earth. So this is the Ghagar and Hakra river that you can see. That is the river called Saraswati that was flowing, and the main course was running. Today it is no more. This river is no more flowing. It is said that it flows under the earth because of some natural calamities. The river has been disappeared on the surface of the earth. So next one. Afterwards, some of the sites were discovered not only on Saraswati, even on Sindhu river or Indus river. Sindhu means it is none other than Indus river. So they called it as Saraswati Sindhu civilization based on the fact that most of the sites were discovered on both Indus valleys as well as and found on Halkar Ghagar river. Halkar Ghagar river or Ghagar, Halkar, Hakar river. So, therefore, people have the name called Saraswati Sindhu civilization also. Afterwards, they found that most of the civilizations were found on Indus river. Major, like one of the earliest one, Harappa, the largest one in the entire Indus civilization is Mohenjo-daro. So therefore they started naming the site as Indus civilization. Later they found that they has been spread around the entire Indus tributaries and the valley of Indus river. So therefore Indus Valley civilization was the other name was given to that. So some of the historians also gives the name Harappan civilization. Indus civilization is also called as Harappan civilization since Harappan site was the first site to be discovered in 1921 very legally. So it was announced for the first time in the world. So a scientific study was done and a new civilization of Indus civilization was discovered under the name called Harappan site. So Harappan site was the first site, therefore they call it as Harappan civilization. So this civilization has nearly 5 names: Saraswati civilization or Saraswati Sindhu civilization, Indus civilization or Indus Valley civilization, Harappan civilization. But all that names one civilization. It is India's largest civilization. So you can see all the places. Okay. Sutka Jandar, that is in Baluchistan on your left. From there, if you come, Karachi is here. Afterwards, Kotarji is here. You can see Kotarji, Chandudaro. Chandudaro afterwards, you have Kotarji. After Kotarji, you can see on the river bank Mohenjo-daro, river Indus, on the bank of river Indus. And Ghaggar and Hakar is flowing. And Harappa is here, because you have to mark on the map of India. You have 1 mark question also on marking and writing about this place. So marking becomes very essential. So I am showing you that. So now if you come to Gujarat, you can see Rangpur, Lothal, Sarkotada, Dolvira. And if you come to the Kalibangan, Banawali, Alamgirpur, Rupar. So all that is in North India, between Haryana, Punjab area. So Banawali, Kalibangan, you can find Rupar and Alamgirpur, Astinapur also, you can see that, Mathura. So birthplace of Krishna. So from here, if you move on to what kind of people they lived in this place. You can see the Thar desert, and what are the sites? Ghaggar and Hakra river, which was flowing and which is also flowing under the earth even today. So you may find a little spelling difference because the map changes. Some of them change the little spellings also. So ancient sites have been marked with a yellow triangle, and modern cities are marked with a red circle. And the rivers, dried rivers. So you can see the dried river Ghaggar and Hakra, that is named as Saraswati. And even today flowing rivers are called as a river. And the thick black line is a modern boundary between India and Pakistan. So you can see where is Kalibangan and where are the Indus cities. So coming to the people. So Indus people are the Mediterranean people or the Proto-Australoid people. Some says they are the Mongolites, and some do believe that the Alfians formed the bulk of the population. Means majority were Mediterraneans were there, Proto-Australites were there, Mongolites and Alfians formed the bulk of this population. Though the first two were numerous, Mediterranean and Proto-Australites were many, but Mongolians and Alfians were not that many in numbers in Indus people. So Indus people are somehow related to Mediterranean and Proto-Australites. Many of the skulls and fossils which have been discovered, which resembles them. But even Mongolites, skulls and fossils, people were belong to that. Even Alfians also have been found, but numerous, many were belong to Mediterranean and Proto-Australite races. So Harappan civilization forms the part of prehistoric Indian history. Why? Because here only we have archaeological sources. We do not have any literary sources to study about them. Whatever they have used and whatever they have left out, only we have that remaining for the study. Therefore, it is called as no literary sources are available. Therefore, it is belong to prehistoric age of Indian history. And the metal associated with this civilization is copper, as we have already mentioned in the second chapter. Therefore, it is called as Copper Age. So, prehistoric age with related to sources. In the first chapter we have said. In the second chapter, the metal which is associated to this civilization is copper. Therefore, the entire Indus Valley civilization fall to the age of copper age. According to radiocarbon dating, you can see how many years this civilization flourished. So it may be around 2500 BC to 1750 BC. Nearly it's 1000 and 1500 years this civilization flourished, grew and also declined. So it is existed between 2500 BC to 1750 BC. So some of the historians have their different dates, but this is what the textbook gives. So I'm not putting pressure on you to remember the date, but remember this is the authentic radiocarbon dating. More than 100 sites belongs to this civilization have been excavated, because all were under the earth. They have to be unearthed to discover them. So most of the civilization never found on the surface of the earth. They were all excavated and found. So how much is the geographical extent? As I said, it spreads around 12,60,000 square kilometers. How to remember? You are in 12th standard and you have 1 minute is equals to 60 seconds. So it is 12,60,000 square kilometers spread around. And what is the boundaries and what are the rivers associated with this is most of the sites are on the Saraswati and the tributaries of Indus and between Ganges, as I already have mentioned. So around 1400 sites have been found. In that 925 are found in India and 475 sites are in Pakistan, and some are there in Afghanistan. Some sites are there in Afghanistan. They are believed to be the trading centers or trading colonies of that time. So 40 sites are on the bank of river Indus and its tributaries, and 1100 sites, that is 80% of the sites, are located on the plains, not the rivers. It's on the plains between river Ganges and Indus, or Indus and Ganges. So the western end of this Indus civilization, western end means it is on your left side. You can see this place. So Sutka gender, spelling varies between the writings and the mapping, but I have given you the right one. So Sutka gender, it's in Baluchistan in the present Pakistan, the border of Iran also. Next we have in Meerut, Alamgirpur Meerut, that is in Uttar Pradesh. So you can see Alamgirpur, that is in Uttar Pradesh above Delhi. So this is the Alamgirpur. This is the northern part, on the eastern part of it. The west is Sutka Jandar, that is in Pakistan, and we have Alamgirpur, that is in India, that is Meerut, exactly in Meerut and Uttar Pradesh, India, and that is the eastern boundary. Northern Manda is Anknur, district of Jammu and Kashmir. You can see Manda, and in the south Dalambad in Ahmednagar in Maharashtra. So the map doesn't give you of that, but in Maharashtra you can get this. So this is the area that has been occupied by Indus civilization. So in the east it is Alamgirpur, in the west it is Satkajanda, in the north Manda, and in the south Dalambada in Maharashtra. So this is the area, and it is nearly 12,60,000 square kilometers that Indus civilization occupies. With this, we are ending the video. So this is a small brief introduction to this Indus civilization, and I am not much giving you anything for the 5 marks. In this, only 1 and 2 marks are associated, and the associated questions if you want, you may get it. So, in which year was the Archaeological Department of India was established? What does the word Mohenjo-daro means? What does the Mohenjo-daro means? Who discovered Harappan site and who discovered Mohenjo-daro sites? Mention any two sites or cities discovered in Indus civilization. In Indus civilization. So these are 1 and 2 marks that are associated with the introduction. With that, we are ending the video, and you can write down the question and find out the answers, and you will have a nice time and a great fun in understanding this beautiful civilization. Till then, take care.